Hey guys, welcome back to Doc Lale Talks Comics, and this is the initial assessment for the new Iron Man issue number 1, written by Joshua Williamson with art by Carmen Carnello or Carnero. And is this the beginning of a new Iron Man, or is this something else? It's something else because this is not Tony Stark. This is a flunky from Madame Mask. So you have to sit there and wonder what really is going on. Is AIM trying to take over everything, trying to create a new Iron Man? No, Madame Mask answers that question by saying we don't need another armor, we need another Tony Stark. So you get to see that there is a Tony Stark award, and it's not for Tony Stark, but instead it is supposed to be for somebody who can bring about change on the same level and has the same intellect and the same want to create as Tony does. And there's this character named Adam who receives that Tony Stark award for this year. And in the end, you get to see Pepper Potts, you get to see all of the familiar things, including Madame Mask showing up to kidnap Adam. And it's got all of the classic Iron Man tropes. It's got the excitement, it's got the playboy Tony Stark. Tony Stark, I think, if you had to compare him with a DC character, would be very much like Hal Jordan, except he's got billions of dollars. Other than that, they're both fearless, they're both reckless to some extent, and they both go straight after the villain. They don't wait for the villain to attack. So you get all of these things, but then you get to find out that there are other recipients that were going to be possible winners of the Stark Award. And AIM has kidnapped all of them. So what are they going to do? In the words of brilliant men, they're going to create a think tank. They're going to all put them all together in a room, pool their resources, and supposedly come up with something that is going to intimidate or take out Iron Man. The artwork is one thing I haven't mentioned in this story so far, but it is very dynamic, very explosive, and you get to see just how powerful Iron Man is in his armor, floating away and flying away and things like that. So, and on the back of the cover, because it's a gatefold or a double-page spread, says, witness the birth of a new nightmare as superstar writer Joshua Williamson and legacy Stormbreaker Carmen Carnero build the next chapter for the Marvel Universe's greatest weapon, which is Tony Stark. I've read and heard and seen a lot of other YouTubers talking about this book and saying it's not as exciting as they would have wanted, but to me, who loves the character of Iron Man, has always loved Tony Stark, but he's been written as an A-list character for a long time, but in my opinion, he's always been kind of a B-list character because he never had the greatest writer and the greatest artist on there, except for way back when there was David Michelinie and Bob Layton, John Romita Jr. During that time, Iron Man was, in my opinion, one of the best written and best drawn series that Marvel had. Here, we have a chance with Joshua Williamson coming on board to actually go back to those glory days. I think Joshua Williamson has got an amazing story set up, and I've already talked about the fact that I just picked up a random issue of Superman that was like a year and a half old, but it had Doomsday on it. And Doomsday, the story, the art, of course, Dan Mora's art never hurts, but the story by Joshua Williamson was so intriguing that it just sucked me in, and I've wanted to read the rest of the story. I just haven't had the time to pick up the rest of the issues. So if he can do that for Superman, who's not one of my favorite, top, 3 characters, what's he gonna do for Iron Man, which is probably one of my top 3 or 4 favorite Marvel characters. So, by the way, the back cover, you get to see, he looks like Citizen V from the Thunderbolts. You get to see War Machine, and you get to see these intriguing ladies here and Madame Mask. So, I think it's an excellent start. And my initial assessment is, if you didn't pick it up this past Wednesday, go find it on the shelf, get it from eBay, give it a shot. See what Joshua Williamson does for you, whether you enjoy it, whether you don't enjoy it. And hey, I might have a brand new series to collect to replace some of the things that might be going away, you know, whether it be a mini series or the finale of a series. So thanks for joining me, guys. This was my initial assessment. Be looking out for the final snowed in video coming very, very soon. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.